Good morning, ocean. Hello, sunshine.
Today is just for relaxing by the ocean. Good thing it's only a few steps away from our room.
Most of the beaches in Northern California are a little too cold to swim in. In addition, there's pretty strong rip currents that flow underneath that you can't tell until you actually get in the water. So it can be kind of dangerous. So when I come to the beach, what I do is I bring a couple of really good books and just hang on the shore and read.
The city of Monterey is located on the coastline of the Monterey Bay. And this coastline extends for 31 miles of white sand beaches starting from Santa Cruz in the northernmost tip all the way down to Monterey on the southernmost tip. The bay itself is part of a wider Northern California sanctuary, and because these waters are protected and are very plankton and seafood nutrient rich, and also because of the cold currents, it tends to draw a lot of whales and dolphins that migrate through there. And very often you can see them migrating from off the shore itself. Because of the marine sanctuary, beachcombing yields a lot of rich treasure finds with shells and rocks. My girls found a ton of sand dollars, both alive and dead, as well as some interesting shells.
Over here is Fisherman's Wharf. And down over here a little bit, somewhere around here is the Monterey Bay Aquarium where we're going to go tomorrow. For tonight, we're eating at one of my absolute favorite restaurants. It's called Pacific Edge, and it's located in the Hyatt Highlands Inn, which is in Carmel Highlands, which is slightly outside of Carmel by the sea. The hotel is really gorgeous. It was built in 1917 in sort of a wood and stone Art Nouveau arts and crafts type style. And it was recently renovated by the Hyatt in about 2015-2016.
I'll be doing a more in-depth review of this restaurant in next week's episode. This hotel has some spectacular views that are afforded to it by its location on the bluffs overlooking the Pacific Ocean. And both the restaurant as well as the adjoining Sunset Lounge share the same views. If you're not here to eat at the restaurant, you can just pop into the Sunset Lounge, and every seat here in this lounge is a good seat. If you show up during happy hour, there are discounts on both the drinks as well as some of the appetizers, which are yummy.
We're at the start of Monterey's most famous road, Cannery Row. Cannery Row was made famous by American author John Steinbeck's eponymous novel, Cannery Row, and most of his other novels he wrote about Monterey.
John Steinbeck is probably the most famous alum, having gone on to publish 26 books and awarded both the Nobel and Pulitzer Prizes. Another statue in the middle of Cannery Row celebrates some of the other pivotal figures in Monterey's history. They include Steinbeck's friend and mentor, biologist Ed Ricketts, the four entrepreneurs who founded Cannery Row's historical tourism area, and also the original Chinese immigrants. These Chinese immigrants first settled the area with fisheries in the 1850s. Then at the turn of the century, there were two major canning facilities set up in Cannery Row to help process the fish. The sardines business saw pretty major growth during both world wars when demand dramatically increased for canned goods to feed the troops overseas. And at its peak, Monterey was probably producing nearly 250,000 tons of sardines a season. Unfortunately, this then led to overfishing and the economic decline of the area. The cannery didn't actually see a turnaround until the 1960s when the four entrepreneurs turned it into the tourism area you see today.
At the end of Cannery Row here is the Monterey Bay Aquarium.
Monterey Bay Aquarium was built in 1984 on the site of an old sardine cannery. Its location on the marine sanctuary is part of the functional design of the aquarium, and it pumps through about 2,000 gallons of seawater from the bay per minute on a 24-hour basis. And this constantly circulating seawater makes the aquarium 100% integrated into the ocean ecology. And you'll see that during the aquarium's operating hours, they do filter the water for clarity to assist in viewing, but during the off hours, there is no filtering and there's a lot of plankton and other nutrients that circulate to help feed the wildlife.
This kelp forest is pretty unique, and this is something that no other aquarium has because of the Monterey Bay Aquarium's unique system of filtering the water. They're actually able to have an exhibit like this.
For lunch, we ate at the downstairs cafe, which was incredibly fresh and upscale for cafe food. They have gourmet sandwiches, California-style flatbread pizzas, and the comfort foods are made from scratch.
I'm gonna get the greens, 5. I'm gonna get, is chicken extra or can I get chicken? Okay, chicken, tomatoes, beans, fava beans are those? Olives. And is that seaweed back there?
The seaweed.
Okay, yeah, some seaweed. How about the beets back there?
There is a huge selection of custom crafted desserts. Even the drinks were premium all-natural brands. True to the mission of the aquarium, all items in the cafe are made with fresh, locally sourced, sustainable ingredients. My salad was delicious, and I especially loved the seaweed, which had the quality of good sushi, tasting of the ocean without being fishy. The mac and cheese was super gooey. The fries were pretty solid. There's also Gilroy garlic fries, which is a local specialty that we didn't end up getting. For dessert, we got a crispy apple pie with fresh spiced apples and a raspberry chocolate tart. There was a surprisingly generous amount of filling of milk chocolate custard that was topped with fresh raspberries. Lunch done, on to more sightseeing. In addition to the fish tanks, the aquarium also features a sea otter program, touch tanks for bat rays and echinodermata, which are sea urchins, sea cucumbers, sea stars, and crinoids, a marine shorebird aviary, a cool swell shark pool that lets you get up close and personal, and an African penguin exhibit. Many of the major exhibits, like the penguins, also have routine feedings and talks which give a deeper understanding of the animals. Overall, it was a very fun and interactive day. As aquariums go, this was probably one of the best I've ever visited.
I think we got a little of everything. The beach, the aquarium, and the bluffs above Carmel. We're gonna head back down now. It was a very relaxing and wonderful vacation. Hope you enjoyed Monterey as well. Till next time, peace out, Geeksters.